Yeah, we're good. Oscar, the slide with Chavi. It's good. See the last slide?
I change it.
It's good. But they won't be on the call, right? XR? No?
No, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. This is just us. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Mm. Quick, quick. Rashida, you want to hear this? Mm. Mm.
You can have that.
Hello, everyone. For those that have joined, we'll just wait 1 or 2 minutes for those that are joining a little bit late. Okay, so I'll just wait a couple of minutes. All right, Juan, good to start. All right, perfect.
Sí, todo bien.
All right, so let's get started. All right, thank you for joining us, everyone. We're excited to start the process of forming the teams for Mundialito 2026. We'll go over the details for the trip next year. Also, very excited to work together with HP Elite. We had a very successful 2025 edition, and we're excited to join forces again for the 2026 edition and form competitive teams to compete in Spain next March. If you have any questions, guys, I have access to the chat. You can put it in the chat. And if it's a relevant question, we can tackle it right away. And if not, we'll have some time at the end for questions, okay? So the agenda for today, why we're doing this, we'll go over the Mundialito experience, the general itinerary for the trip, how we do the rosters in the selection, what are the trip inclusions, the costs, and then player and parent expectations, and also questions at the end. But again, like I said, if you have a question, put it in the chat, and we can go over it as we go through the presentation. The reason why we're doing this, and we've been doing it for many years. Personally, I've been in Mundialito since 2012. So, I mean, I don't like to say it, but it's been over 10 years. Time flies. And the main reasons are to expose players to competition around the world. Mundialito is a high level tournament. You're going to find professional academies in all the age groups. And one of the things that we like is that you always get to play against a professional academy because they have at least one professional academy in each group. So, for example, if in the U12 they have 4 groups, they'll have at least 4 professional academy, if not more. Okay. Also, different than the tournaments in the US, there's no divisions in Mundialito. Everyone gets grouped there's just one division. Okay, so there's no divisions initially. So everyone gets to play in the same level initially. The second is to compare the American players against other elite players around the world, not just players in Spain, but there's players that travel from all around the world in this tournament, from South America, Asia. So that's another very key aspect of this trip. And then provide a life-changing experience to inspire players for what they do in soccer and life here in the US. Mundialito, the tournament is in Costa Dorada. The region is called Costa Dorada, which is 1 hour south of Barcelona. Mundialito means Little World Cup, and top teams around the world attended. Okay, you'll see in the next slide some of the teams that we played in the past, and it's the top teams of those academies. And it's not just comparing against them; you also get to see them, how they interact off the field, how they behave when they're in the hotel. And it's a very cool experience that you get to live when you are in Mundialito. Okay, so but again, you get world-class teams in every group. The international culture of going to Spain. Also, something unique that I think separates us from other organizations that they do international trips is that we mix the teams with American players and Spanish players. This is something that we started doing 5-6 years ago, and the experience and the chemistry that you see throughout the week is very, very unique. We like it a lot. We get very good feedback. So it's something that we're going to continue doing. And then something that also make us unique. I'm originally from Spain, from the region. So basically 1 hour from where the tournament is played. So I have many contacts there. We use coaches from Spain that are all top UEFA certified coaches to coach the team. So that also offers a unique experience to all the players and families as they get to the knowledge from coaches that are not used to let's call it the American ways. So the players get a different voice, a different way to see things and how coaches explain it to them. And that provides a very unique and different experience when they are comparing in Mundialito throughout the week. Here's just a summary. I mean, it's not all the things that we played, but some of the things that we played in previous editions of Mundialito. This is not just from last year, it's from basically from the 5-6 years prior of some of the things that we played, okay? Real Madrid, Barcelona. I mean, last year, Sporting, Porto, Benfica was there. Inter Milan, Juventus was there. Just to see some of the teams that are attending the tournament. For example, our girls won the gold division against Girona. Okay, I'll mention that later.
Oh, so you watch? Well, we didn't tell you actually then I played.
Please mute yourself if you can.
I
Thank
got
you.
it, Oscar. We're good.
All right, so the things important about the Mundialito experience. Also, something that we offer is not just to play the games. So we have daily pre-game or post-game training sessions for the teams. If it's a pre-game or post-game, that will depend on the specific schedule for each team. If the team has a early game, they may do then a post-training session. Also, we had team meals and meetings as a team only because we want the players to experience what is it to be with the team and the coach separate from the parents. So also having those team meals and meetings. They go to the locker rooms. Okay, so we want them to experience again the tournament from the side of being in an academy. Minimum of 5 games. Usually it's more. The way it works, usually you get a group of 5 teams. So you play a round robin of 4 games and then a knockout game. So that will give you the minimum of 5 games. But the usual is usually you get between 5 to 7 games. That would be the most normal. And then we share the accommodation, the hotel with the other professional academies. Okay, so you see how they interact off the field as well. Absorb the Spanish culture. Spain is soccer in Spain is a football in Spain is like a religion. It's also a country that now is doing really, really well. The men is European champions, the women is the world champions. They just lost the final of the European Championship. So you'll see that the culture, the passion, the way soccer is lived in a country like Spain is very different than here. Then we talk about the coaches being from Spain. Okay, they add something very unique to the trip, and obviously food stars and HP Elite and beyond directors and staff will be present also to support the players, the coaches, and the families. Okay, something that is out, it's optional, but it's also part of the trip, and we've got to do it every year. Is to go watch professional games. We are 1 hour from Barcelona. And it would be very rare that we don't have the opportunity to go watch FC Barcelona men's and women's or women's when we are there. Okay, that will depend on the calendar, on the league calendar, and also if, for example, FC Barcelona advances in the Champions League. Some years we've been able to watch Champions League games. That will depend a little bit on the calendar and the final times and location for those games. But just as an example, last year for the 2025 edition, we got to watch the Barcelona Celta, which was a game from La Liga, the first division for the men's. And we also attended the FC Barcelona Atlético Madrid from the professional women's, the first division league game. So we'll go over a general itinerary. The 2026 edition, the official trip is from March 28th to April 5th. And this is a general itinerary as each team, depending on the age group, depending on the specific makeup of that age group, the schedule is going to change. But as a general idea, you'll see how the trip works. Also, there's some people that decide to travel, for example, a few days earlier. That's also possible. That's something I can talk about later. But as a general, Saturday, March 18th is the arrival. We meet with families at Barcelona Airport. Each family is responsible for their own flights. Okay, we don't coordinate the flights. That's something that we've noticed works better because as families, they want to use their points, or some families want to travel a few days earlier, or they want to leave a few days later when we finish the tournament. So we have a meeting point at Barcelona Airport. We have buses that are coordinated at different times, depending on your flight arrivals. And then from there, we do the transfer from the airport to the hotel. Okay. Hotel check-in, lunch and dinner included on that first day. Okay. And then in the evening, we do the team meetings, and also the players do the tournament accreditation, which is done right there in the hotel. Okay. You get to meet the coach, you get to meet the teammates that are from other regions, and all the staff that is involved in the trip. Okay. Then on Sunday, the tournament starts. Mundialito competition begins. Usually between Sunday to Wednesday, that's the group stages. The most common is to play one game per day. But sometimes, depending if it's group of 5, it's not possible that everyone plays one game per day because it's odd numbers. So sometimes you get to play 2 games in one day, and maybe then you have a day off. That depends. But again, the most normal is one game per day. You also add that daily training session. So we want the kids to have at least 2 soccer activities per day on that initial part of the trip. And then the coaches also add the team-specific meals. And obviously, there's going to be a specific itinerary per team that will depend on the specific schedule and the game calendar that we receive from the tournament. If there's a possibility to attend a professional match, that will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but that would be like usually it's a European match, European competition. That depends on FC Barcelona advancing or not advancing. But it's always a possibility, okay? And since we've been going to Mundialito for many years, if the possibility to attend let's say a Champions League game on a Tuesday happens, then we work with the tournament to try to move some things around so the tournament schedule doesn't conflict with that professional game, okay? Every year we have been able to make it work, but it's not something that we can promise right now, okay? Then on April 2nd, 3rd, which is that Thursday, Friday, usually the knockout stages start. All the teams qualify for the knockout stages, but the way it works is that then is when the tournament starts creating divisions. So depending on your standings in the group stages, you will qualify for the gold division, which is the top division, the silver division, which is the second division, or the bronze, which would be the bottom, okay? So let's say that there's a group of 5. Usually the first and second would go to the gold division, the third and fourth would go to the silver, and maybe the bronze goes to the bronze, okay? That depends on the makeup of each category and age group, depending on the total number of teams. Obviously, knockout stages, if you win, you advance. If you lose, you're out, okay? So it's possible that the tournament is done on Thursday if you lose the knockout stages. And then the finals, usually on Saturday, April 4th. There's the championship matches. There's also the closing ceremony and the team and individual awards, okay? And last year, on that Saturday, is when we attended the men's FC Barcelona versus Celta game, okay? So it's also possible that on that Saturday, before departure, there's a professional game happening that we can attend, okay? And then departure on April 5th, again, we take a bus from the hotel to Barcelona airport, and then families from there, they fly out, or if they decide to stay a few days more in Barcelona, they can do it. We coordinate the buses depending on the flight, okay? So I know, for example, every Sunday when we leave, there's buses that leave very early, like 3 a.m. Some of the international flights depart at 6 a.m., okay? Just as an overview of what the trip entails, okay? Experiencing the tournament like a professional academy. I won't go over everything. We talk about it. The Spanish, this is very important, okay? They make a huge difference. We've been working with these coaches for years. They do an awesome job. They bring a ton of experience and knowledge that is very difficult to find here. So very key to have the Spanish coaches. And you get a head coach per team. They don't coach 2 teams. They coach their own team. So each team gets their own coach, and they focus specifically on that team for the week. Teams that are formed with players from different regions of the US, Mexico, and then we add the Spanish players, and the opportunity to watch the professional games. The age categories for the 2026 edition, okay? So the tournament has 2 formats. There's the 7v7 and the 11v11. For the boys, 7v7 goes from 2014 to 2018, okay? So we have 2014s, 2015s, 2016s, 2017s, and 2018s. These are stand-alone age groups. So there's one category for each birth year. And then on the 11v11, we also have 2 categories, 2012s and 2013s, okay? And these are stand-alone age groups. For the girls, we have the 7v7 in the 11v11, and these are combined age groups, okay? So on the 7v7 is 2014s and together with 2015s. So obviously the 2015s will be playing up. And on the 11v11s, we have 2012s and 2014s, okay? And it's a combined, it's not a standalone. Also, we haven't announced it yet, but we'll have also. Last year we started a trip to Madrid, which we'll announce soon, and that will have additional age groups for the older age groups, okay? How do we form the teams? For the 7v7, we target a roster of 10 players. We try very hard not to go over the 10 players. It doesn't happen often that we may go to 11, but definitely not more than 11. We want to maximize playing time. And usually the makeup is that we try to target is 7 players from America, and then 3 players from Spain. But that can vary, okay? But that's the ratio that we try to target. We're looking at 3 teams per age group, and we'll tier the teams, and that's going to be determined by us, by the directors here in the US, okay? 11v11s. We target a roster of 14. We may go up to 15. And again, 70% American, 30% Spanish. But it can vary. That's our target goal, because it's how based on experience we see that works really, really well. But that varies depending on the level of players here and the positional needs also that we may have for the teams. The selection process, obviously, is based on performance. The first selection that we do is on the players that attend our clinics and camps. If they perform well, they will receive invitations. And some of the invitations will start going out after this presentation, so this week. Then we'll have specific tryout sessions for Mundialito for players that are interested in attending and being selected for the teams. And then also we have evaluation of players that are outside of the region that we may evaluate and invite based on recommendations from our coaching network, okay? The players that are selected will receive an invitation email. What we need in that acceptance is how many guests go in the group, because the final cost of the trip also depends on the guests. And I'll touch more on that later when we talk about the cost of the trip. Once you get you confirm the number of guests, which you can also add at a later date. That's a question that we receive a lot. If you need to confirm everyone, no, you don't. So if initially you know that the player wants to accept, and one parent is traveling with the player, but you're not sure if maybe the sibling or the other parent wants to or can travel, it can also be added at a later date, okay? And then you'll receive an email from Foodstars, from us, and in order to accept and confirm your spot and your acceptance, there's a non-refundable deposit, okay? Which is a 70% per traveler. We'll have tryouts on August 24th at Westfield High School. These age groups from 6 to 7 p.m. These age groups here, the boys, 2015s, 2014s, 2013s, 2012s, from 7 to 8 p.m. And then we'll have the 16s, 17s, and 18 boys, plus the girls age group from 6 to 7 p.m., okay? We'll send reminders about this. We'll send emails, but this is the first tryout that we're gonna have. And depending on the roster makeup, if we need or not, we may add another training session. But we're getting a lot of interest, so I don't know how likely it is that we need to add more tryout sessions. The cost. So the way the cost works, there's 3 levels of cost. The first 2 are required, okay? So for every player that joins, the cost is $2,495. That includes the uniform, which is a custom uniform with a home jersey and away jersey, and the shorts and the socks, okay? So 2 full uniforms for the games. For example, in this picture, you see the white one from last year. So you get a dark one and a light one. And then the players also get a training top that they use for the training sessions, also to walk when they go as a team on the street, and then a warm-up jacket and pants, okay? That's the uniform that is included. You're also welcome to buy additional items if you decide to. So, for example, many people buy extra socks or extra jerseys, okay? And then with each player, there needs to be at least a required guest, which must be an adult that travels with the player. Okay. The required guest is the guest that receives the room. Okay. You get a double room for your group. Okay. And the double room is for up to 4 people. Now we got the request that if there's a group of 4 that wants to have, let's say, 2 rooms, it's possible. Okay, but then you would need to basically divide your group in. It would be instead of a group of 4, it would be 2 groups of 2. Okay, so it would be a required guest plus an additional guest plus the player. Now in your group, you can add as many additional guests as you want. Okay, so the required guest, this is the cost, $1,895. Any additional guest would be $1,595. Okay, if you have a group of 4, again, you get a double room. You can divide it and do a 2 and 2 if you want to get the extra rooms. Any group of 5 plus will receive 2 double rooms. Okay. We've never had a group of more than 8 people, so that's why we don't have the option of 3 rooms. If we get a group of 8, I guess we'll cross that bridge. All right. Any questions about the cost and how it works?
I do have a question. If a family member is under the age of 2, do they have to pay the full additional guest?
I'll have to ask. I believe because that I need to ask the tournament. I think if it's younger than 2, I would say no, or there's gonna be a discount. But I would need to ask what is the breakout from the tournament. I think last year was any kid that was younger than 3, but I don't remember now, so I'll have to ask.
Yeah, guys, go ahead. Just put the questions in the chat, and we'll go ahead and answer them at the end of the meeting. We systematically answer them at the end of the meeting.
All right, I'll tackle some of these questions at the end. Okay, so
Perfect.
I'll continue. All right, so the trip inclusions, okay? So what do you did with the cost that we just talked, okay? Which I'm gonna go back, okay? With this, what you get is 8 nights of hotel in a 4-star hotel. Again, we cannot confirm the hotel. We don't get confirmation until February, March, but most likely it's gonna be the same hotel that we go every year. It's the best option that the tournament offers. It's basically a beach town hotel, which is in the town of Cambrils, close to the main complex. 3 daily meals included in a all-you-can-eat buffet style. Okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The buffet doesn't include alcohol. You get water. There was some questions last year, so no alcohol. You're welcome to buy the alcohol, but it's not included in the buffet. But you can eat as much as you want. That nobody's going to tell you anything about that. The player, 9 total items in uniform. There's medical insurance included throughout the tournament for the players, and obviously all the coaches and trainer fees. And then once we pick you up in, sorry about that, in the Barcelona airport, all transportation is included. Okay, so the transfer from the airport to the hotel and from the hotel to the airport is included. And then all the transportation to the games or throughout the tournament is also included. And there was a question there about the siblings. So the way that transportation works in the tournament is that there's lines of buses that go around all day. When I say all day is, I don't know, from 8 a.m. until 6 or 7 until the last round of games. And you can just hop in and hop out of those buses to move between the hotels and the fields. Okay, so it's not like you only have transportation for your own game. Okay, it's just lines of buses that go around all day. This question about siblings and the schedules. Yeah, it's possible that there's a conflict. So they're not gonna deconflict schedules of teams because of siblings. In the case that there's, for example, a parent that has 2 kids in the tournament and there's a conflict, you're gonna have to choose which one you wanna go. The kids don't need to go with the parents to the games. Okay, they go with the team, they go with the coach, and then the parents can decide to tag along if they want to. Okay, but again, when a team goes to a game, it's the kids with the coach, and obviously the parents also go, but you're not required to go to the game, okay? All right, so let's see. All right. Here's the payment schedule. Okay, so at the moment of acceptance, the non-refundable deposit, and then there's like a schedule for the payments. The last payment will be in February 7th, and also the cancellation policy. This is important for the cancellation. We don't offer insurance, but you are welcome, and I would also recommend. And we can send some recommendation from family that used it in the past is to buy insurance for the trip just in case. It doesn't happen often, but it almost happens every year with at least one or two players that because of an injury or because of a situation that happens, an unfortunate situation, they cannot attend the trip, and then you lose 100% a big chunk of money because you have to cancel and you cannot attend. So we personally recommend to look at insurance if you decide to accept, but that's a choice that each family needs to make. Okay. Yeah, the buffet, and the daily meals, like that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's for all the family members that are staying in the hotel. That's not just for the players. Okay, so once you join the trip, you get 3 meals in the hotel. Okay, that's included for all the guests in the hotel. All right, player expectations, parent conduct. Okay, so players, 100% committed to the team, be a good teammate. Be punctual, be prepared, be professional. We can promise a 50% playing time, and that's over the course of the tournament in the age group. That doesn't mean that maybe one game a player plays a little bit less, and they're gonna play more in the next one. Now we have the exception of the knockout games, which we become a little more performance based. But again, we know this is an investment. We want the players to absorb as much as possible, to learn as much as possible, and to enjoy the trip as much as possible. So we want the players to play, and that's why we keep the rosters small. Have fun, okay? Make new friends. This is very important, and that's why we like the dynamics of having kids from different regions, from different countries. It creates a social dynamic that is very, very cool, and how the team grows throughout the week. Learn from the coaches, from the teammates, and practice some Spanish. For the parents, very, very important. Let the coaches work. They know what they're doing. So try to avoid coaching from the sidelines or any direction. Become a fan. You'll see that the atmosphere, the culture around the tournament is very different. You'll see the teams from Spain, the teams from Brazil. The parents come with drums. They come dressed. Okay, and we see how our parents they change throughout the week. Okay, very quiet at the beginning, and then we become more fans as the week goes on. That's what we want to see from our teams. No discussion of tactics. No discussion of other players. Okay, positive support, encourage. The kids are already nervous. Okay, because of the environment. I mean, I remember one of my first trips. We were playing and the tournament was in Portugal in that time. We had a game at 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and as we are walking to the field, we could see already the drums of the fans of the other team.
Oh, HP.
And we go into the locker room. You can see the drums and the noise, and you can tell that the kids are nervous. Okay, they grow throughout the week. They'll get used to it. But trust me, they don't need more pressure. They don't need more pushing from the parents. What they need is encouragement. They're already going to be nervous. They're already going to be highly motivated because of the environment. So just be supportive. Just encourage them in a positive way. Okay, and enjoy Spain. Okay, the food is great. The area that we are in is very nice. I mean, we're near the beach. Just take as much as possible from the country and enjoy it. Okay. Right. So I see some questions I wanna try to answer. In terms of time outside of attending the professional games, yes, there's always time for families to do things on their own. So there's very nice towns to go visit around where we are staying, like Tarragona, which has, besides Rome, I think is the one of the towns that has the most important Roman heritage in the Mediterranean. So yeah, there's always time because you're gonna end up with a free day or some evenings that are free that the families can use to spend time together and go do some sightseeing or try a different restaurant. That's always possible. Now, we don't really organize it because it's too difficult. If we organize anything, it's usually the professional games, okay?
Yeah, Oscar, I'll add to that. So
Yeah.
Cambrils, in Spain alone, what the highest per capita Michelin number of restaurants in the world, and in Cambrils alone, I think there's 7 Michelin star restaurants in Cambrils. So it's just a great opportunity to get out and explore. Are there extracurricular activities organized by Footstars and HP? Absolutely not. We allow a lot of free time for you guys to get out, explore, and the best part about it is everyone gets to meet new friends, new families, and get out to dinner on your own. And again, Cambril is a beautiful place, Spain, a beautiful place to explore and explore new foods and opportunities. So hope that answers the question there. Yeah, Oscar, that's a big one on the rooms, right? Question in regards to a family of 4. Can they fit in one room or do they need 2 rooms? I'll leave that for you to answer.
Yeah, so a group of 4 will get one room. It's a double room with kind of, Juan, you may be able to explain it better. I mean, it's not queen bed, so it's like double beds. You get 2 double beds, and a group of 4 will receive one. Now, if you have a group of 4 with 2 adults, you have the option, instead of doing 1 player, 1 required guest, and 2 additional guests, to do 1 player, 1 required guest. That would be 1 room. And then if you want another room, you can do a required guest plus an additional guest. Okay, so basically, instead of calling it a group of 4, we will call it 2 groups of 2.
One.
And that way you would be able to get 2 rooms.
Yeah. So good answer to this is the hotel we stay in. It's not the Ritz, it's not the St. Regis, it's not the Four Seasons. It's awesome, amazing hotel right across the street from the beach. We would personally could probably compare it to the Ocean City of Barcelona. So great hotel, great beach access, but it's not the most high-end ritzy place of all time. But it caters to what the specific needs of the event. And if you want more, our recommendation is to book 2 double rooms to allow for more room for your family. So, example, my family of 6, we would probably book 3 rooms for everyone to have their own bed. If you're comfortable and able to squeeze within 2 double beds, then great. Cram yourself into a room of 2 double beds for a family of 4 to save on costs. Ultimately, family choice, family call, but we want to be very honest up front about what the hotel situation looks like. It's not the Ritz, it's not the St. Regis, but it's an amazing, awesome experience right across the street from the beach within 10 minutes of downtown Cambrils with easy access to any and all of the above.
Just to clarify, so through during the day, the players will have a schedule that they are with the team, and you're welcome to go to the training sessions. You're welcome to go to the games, but if you don't want to, the kid can stay with the team and their coaches. But once that schedule is done, so let's say that they have a game, I don't know, 3 p.m. So maybe that day they'll have a training session at 10, so they'll meet at 9. Now they go to a training session, okay, they finish at 11:30, come back to the hotel, they'll have lunch, and then after lunch they go to the game. The game finishes at 5 p.m. Then the kid will go with the parent, okay? So there's gonna be a time during the day that the kid can be with the team and the parents can forget about the player. But then the kids don't stay 24/7 with the coaches, okay? So they go to sleep with their group, with their families, with their parents at night, okay? So it's a mix of the kids or the players having that academy team environment where they are outside of or separate from the family and just dealing with the teammates and the coaches, but it's not 24/7.
Good question in regards to laundry. So there are multiple laundromats up and down the street within a 5-10 minute walk, all dependent upon your needs. So you're on your own to do laundry. Historically speaking, families do laundry probably about once or twice on the entire adventure, depending on your needs for your family. Tryouts will be sent out via email. Again, it'll be August 24th at Westfield High School with the dates from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8 p.m. And we'll follow with an email with tryout information. Alicia, question in regards to format from last year. Oscar, can you better help answer this one? There will be a difference in regards to team format for 2026 version of Mundialito with XR involved.
We're gonna be no changes from 2025, at least for now. Okay, so yeah, we are teaming up also with XR. Now, this presentation is specific for Pushstars and HPLE because we're talking about the formation of teams from our region. But yeah, XR also gonna be attending Mundialito.
So great question in regards to tryout, just overall. So different from last year, instead of separate tryouts between HB and futsals, we'll be hosting tryouts together. So we highly recommend that everyone attend the tryout on August 24th, in which we'll be placing players into tiered teams of an a B, and a B. And the goal is to have tier teams to compete in the event, to compete against the Spanish players. So, Alicia, your question is a little bit different in the way we structure teams, in which XR teams will be separate, in which HB and futsal teams will be combined. Great. Well, any other questions? Go ahead and put in the chat. Other than that, thank you guys for your time. And I will speak personally as a parent attending this trip for the first time, not as a coach, is that my son, my family thoroughly enjoyed this event, and most likely my son will want to be coming back for next year for all the amazing experiences being a part of the Spanish football experience, and super eye-opening. And that's why we continue to do this over and over and over again, of our constant pursuit to find opportunities to kids to inspire them to be amazing footballers. Well, Oscar, thank you. Parents, thank you. Any additional questions, go ahead and email us or put it in the group chat. And then Oscar and I will be following up with tryout information. Yeah, we'll go ahead and send out the deck for everybody. And here's the final bit, fun bit. We have a lot of, I would say, upwards of 20 to 30 parents here returning on this meeting to be a part of Mundialito 2026 when they were part of it for 2025. So it speaks volumes of how amazing the event is and the experiences for the kids. Super cool stuff.
All right, perfect. No, thank you, everyone. If there's any other questions, please let us know. And if not, we'll see you guys on the 24th at the tryouts.
Gracias. Todo bien.
Yeah. Thank you, Juan.
Buenas noches.
Thank you.